At this moment, we have different partners. We have, since Porta Editora, who is working and creating books for schools in Portugal, to Vogenreiter, who is also developing music instruments, and with them we are entering the physical market, and I will explain it later. We are also partners with Microsoft, for sure, because all the story begins with Microsoft. I will tell about that a little bit. And the Help Kakuma project that we create together with Kun. We are also partner here, and we are supporting everything that we can do. And we are, 2 years ago, we created also a partnership with Saving an Angel, who is also a charity project in the project is in Peru and in Chile, but overall in Chile. But the company, the association, is from Germany, from a very well-known singer who's called Ray Garvey. And yes, we are developing overall applications for the music education, and we have our apps worldwide, everywhere. Until now, there are a lot of teachers who are using it in classroom. It's not only a thing that you can play or use at home, it's also for that, but there are a lot of teachers who are using it in classroom, from music teachers to other teachers who have interest in sharing and making music with kids inside the classroom. Yes, we are also, for that we get some awards, and I will talk about the two awards from Microsoft, because it goes hand in hand with that what we do here at Classplash. So I think the first thing that we have to analyze is that before we start anything as a developer, we need a concept, and we get a notion of this concept. It has to be approved. Then I will talk about the concept art, the programming and animation, all the progress that we are doing at Classplash, the testing, the audio production, the online marketing, we enter here web design, advertisement, everything related to that. I will try to put it really resume, but so that you can get the idea very simple in these chapters, 6 chapters. So everything started with this concept. The concept was a school concept, a school project. So the thing that we tried to create was, together with children and using Microsoft tools, Excel, PowerPoint, we wanted to create a software concept so that we could actually use the interactive whiteboard. The students in Portugal, everyone had their own laptops, and we tried to create something because there was nothing out there to teach music. Today it's different, but in 2011, 2012, there was nothing consistent. So the thing was, okay, we don't have it, so let's try to make something different, and we use PowerPoint and all the imagination of children in primary school. And after this, let's say, approved concept and tested concept with children I had the pleasure to work with over 200 children in primary school. We received for that project at Microsoft Partners in Learning 2 awards. The Global Forum, in the European Forum, the Educator's Choice Award. In the Global Forum, it was the first place. So it was, let's say, the last thing to create Classplash. And today we are, this concept notion, any concept that we are developing, we are testing it right now at our own academy. We have a little academy, but everything that before we publish, we have everything tested with teachers and students in this music academy. So when we develop something like that, the first thing that we have to do for an app or for a video game, we have to develop this concept and to design this concept. And the first thing is the concept art. I make some parallel comparison with the thing that we were doing at school with the children. They use paint, for example. For sure, our designers don't use paint, but this was the first thing, so that we could get the creativity and all the things going from the children, so to get their ideas how this world of music, for example, could look like. And they give us some ideas, and this ideas was also then taken by the designer. We have one concept artist at Classplash, and he designs all things. Then after that, we get into the rough thing, that it's programming and make all the animations. We work with Unity. It's a game engine software, but they have a wonderful business model. It is, if you don't have a lot of income, you can use it free. And after I think it's 100,000 on revenue, then at the year you have to buy the software. But if you are a little company, you are a small company, you have all this technology, and you can use this technology to develop your applications. It's wonderful, and we are using it since. So the thing is, okay, we need to program, and for sure the children don't have this kind of expertise. At that moment when we were using it in school, the kids were using simple PowerPoint to make hyperlinks, to have the drag and drop possibilities, and to develop this concept. For sure, at the Classplash, we are using Unity, like I said, and also the concept designer and the animation designer, they use different technologies, since for Photoshop and Blender, that also is a software that we use to create all this kind of content. Then we have a very important phase, it's a testing phase. So students have to, and have the possibility to have the first concepts and the first demos, alpha versions, and they are using it in classroom so that we can test it together with the teachers. It's done with teachers and students, but also with our team that are trying every kind of things with our applications. And then when we have problems, we call it bugs, we have to solve. And there are a lot of them. And before we can release, we have millions of bugs that we have to resolve. So it's a very hard thing to have deadlines and to get everything in time. So one thing that we are also doing at Classplash, that's not all developers have this possibility. They mostly have external services, outsourcing for the audio production, but we do everything in-house. Since the sound effects that are created in the game ambient, until all the music and soundtracks that we are developing, we develop everything in-house. So then after that, we have one thing that's very complex, and we are every day we are learning. It's online marketing. It gets from web design to know how to work with AdWords and how to invest a little amount of things in a specific topic, and then try Facebook, try Google, try any kind of online marketing platforms that are available on the market. At this moment, we have our different products. We have two very important products in the music line. It's Flutemaster, where the kids actually can learn how to play a real recorder, so this instrument here. And the thing is that we were on a lot of fairs, and different people write us and say, okay, it's like Guitar Hero, but you use a real instrument. Yes, because we have technology in Flutemaster that over the microphone, the note that you are playing on the recorder is recognized, and you can interact with the game. So, and the levels that are created, it's also for our other app, but I will explain it here on Flutemaster. Every level was designed with the method, so that the children, for example, just start with one position on the recorder, then with two positions, and learn step by step how to play on the recorder. Then the thing is that we also have different soundtracks. We have over 30 songs in Flutemaster, and you can rock on your recorder with our application. I can also share with you later on all the material that we have and websites and links and videos so that you can get a better idea. Then Rhythmic Village. In Rhythmic Village, we focused our attention in learning how to read music and how to play on percussion instruments like this simple drum. And the children can also, with this technology, can learn how to play on this instrument, but also how to read music. That's one of the big mission of Classplash and the Classplash music line, is to get children to learn how to read music in a different and fun way. So we have different rhythmic challenges. We have 70 rhythmic challenges in this game. I can also demonstrate it later on. And we are releasing in the next month, we will release Cornelius Composer. It's a sheet editor, but I will make a little demo of how Cornelius Composer works. So Cornelius Composer is like, I mean, a lot of you maybe know some sheet editors like MuseScore or Finale or Sibelius. And overall, there are a lot of teachers who write everywhere that they use this complex technology, but it's almost for maestros and composers. But we focus, okay, what do you need for educate students? And we try to create something that is very particular for this area. So as you can see, you have here a little normal sheet with music notes. The thing that we support is not a common thing at this moment, that you have actually support for touchscreen, and you can simply add music instruments inside the music sheet. You can start from right away. I just loaded a version so that you can see it, but I can use it here, yeah, for example. So you just drag and drop. As you can see, all the notes are colored so that we can help children to read music. That's the first approach to help them to do that. Another great thing is, for example, while I'm creating here a little melody, but if you zoom in, for example, you have this feature so that the music notes will transform and are animated, so children get a different approach and have a lot of fun by seeing this kind of living beings, because they are also always trying to identify themselves with the content that they are learning. And this is a little approach. It's something that make all the process of learning how to read this complex thing of black dots in 5-line system, and we are supporting it. So, for example, we have it here, Twinkle Twinkle. I don't know if you will hear it right, but let's hear it. Let me just change things that okay. So let's start. Just a little demonstration how you can hear it. In the reproduction section, you can use, for example, like you are hearing the piano. Later on, you can change the instrument that you are hearing. And let's say I want to change it for recorder or saxophone. I can immediately make that, and you can hear it. But besides that, we implemented a very revolutionizing feature, because we want, and that's our mission, we want to help children to read music. And the thing was, we were discussing how can we do that by actually giving feedback of the sung note, or let's say the note have to be sung. So we actually recorded everything in studio. We make different samples, and we created this. It's not beautiful, but it's effective. So the music notes are sung. We are using the Italian system, do, re, mi, fa, sol. But imagine so that you hear G, G, F, F, E, E, for example. So that the music notes the names are sung. And for sure you can change that, and you will sing actually the change that I have done. So that's the thing about Cornelius Composer. We are developing it since, oh yeah, I mean over a half of a year. So 7 months. We are working effectively on that, and we will release it now in the next month. So that's the thing. Then a different application that we developed in our history at Classplash, formerly Insignia Labs, was Water Heroes. And in Water Heroes, we focused our development not in music, but to help actually a project, a charity project. And at this moment, we are using all the, for example, we are helping them with 50% of our revenue. It's a project in Chile where people don't have access to drinking water. And the game is all about this topic, the topic of creating water and all the things that can be done with water, since freezing it, since heating it, and also for sure having poison it with oil, etc., etc. All the thing was developed, focused on this charity project, and we have it already published, and you can find it also in our product line. So where is the future? The future of Classplash, we are focusing more and more on our music apps, and also searching for parallel projects that we can support and help also with our music line. But the thing that we are focused now is after Cornelius Composer, we want to focus our attention to babies and children from 3 years up. I'm also father from 2 little boys, who one is 3 years and the other is 4 years old. I'm realizing it's like many parents that it's getting earlier and earlier that they have access to their iPhones and the tablets and every kind of technology, and it's getting a bigger responsibility for parents how to use this kind of technology, when to introduce it to the children, and we want to develop something that they can really learn to read music, because if we can do it earlier, better, and to give the children the possibility to make music and to have, after having this contact with technology, so that they have to learn something, and that they can, for example, sing a song or recognize a music note in the music sheet. So this is our focus in the next month and years maybe. So how do we market our apps? Yeah, the thing about apps is that we have a big problem, because there are billions of apps in the market. In every market, we are distributing our apps in every imaginable online stores, from Windows to Apple stores. But the thing is that, for example, at Apple Store alone, there are nearly 1,000 apps every day, and to get recognized in this kind of let's say amount of applications is very difficult, and it was very difficult for us. At this moment, you can do everything in online marketing, but it's not enough for overall if you are starting and you don't have a budget of, let's say, $1 million to spend in online marketing. But like I said, we are also working and learning every day how to make that work out. But the other thing, and our strategies at this moment, is to create partners who help us to get introduced in the physical market, physical instruments, for example. And that we are doing it's a very soon thing. We started just in January this year with Vogelreiter, and Vogelreiter are helping us in this kind of solutions. So you can see, for example, on the left side, a bundle. So, for example, let's say a student wants to buy a recorder, but also want to buy our application. They have this solution. It's physical product. It's a physical bundle you have the flute, the recorder inside, but also one of our cards that look like that. It's like an iTunes card, and here you can get free the code, the promo code, and you can enter the application. So you can unlock the application by using this kind of solution. The other thing is, for example, for Rhythmic Village, we have also a solution for that, this little drum. But the beautiful thing about that is that Vogelreiter are actually doing developing a merchandise for us. It's a drum from Rhythmic Village. So the design of the thing is from Rhythmic Village and have the music notes from Rhythmic Village and also the logo. So we are very proud to working with them. Because of that, we are releasing this product since this month we started. So it's a very fresh thing, but this is our focus at this moment. And also the cards are now sold in shops, in physical shops and music shops. For example, you can have, for example, buy the card and take the cards to use it then to unlock the game after on. So this is the thing that we are doing right now. We also have in Portugal, and it's a very beautiful thing. We are working with Porta Editora. They are selling books in schools. And for example, in the book, you have a license for 1 year and can use Flute Master for free in this year after purchasing the book. And for sure, we are also participating in different fairs worldwide. We was since January, and now we were on 3 different fairs in Germany. The last fair was a music fair, one of the biggest in Europe, to show together with Vogelreiter our products. So yeah, that's the thing. I'm finishing now. I'm very thank you for this opportunity to share with you our work and what we are doing, and hopefully you have a lot of questions so that I can answer that. Thank you. Are there questions? Kun, do you have something to?
No questions at all?
I overwhelmed the people. How many people are attending at this? You said about 15. Is that right? 15 people are. Yes.
We had 22, I think. Yeah.
22. Okay, wonderful. Okay.
We have some questions.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So, are there questions made by the chat? I'm using Zoom for the first time. You have to help me, Kun. Where can I see them?
Maybe you can stop sharing your screen.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
Then you will find the chat. Yeah.
Okay.
Millions of questions.
Okay, perfect. That's good. Okay, now I see you, and where can I here? What pub? Okay, perfect. Millions of questions. Okay, there are so lot of questions. Now we have to organize that. Let me see. Okay. Guatemala, wonderful. Hello. Ukraine, oh, wonderful. Hello, also from Ukraine, India. Perfect. Global friends. It's interesting. Any questions for Joao? Thank you. So here. Okay, now I find it. How many are successful? Well, that's a good question. How many apps are successful in? It's very difficult, as I would say. For sure, the big developers, they have a different visibility, and after they're launching a new product, they are already very, very, very seen at the stores, and for sure they have a different mechanism and potential, also financial potential, to use all online marketing and everything that they have to make marketing of their apps. So I think the thing is, after launching application, you need to have, before you launch the application, you have to make a lot of work online to get people known what you are doing, and to follow your project. So then after, when you launch it, that there are a lot of people who are making download, for example, and helping you to get this visibility. This is one of our experiences at this moment. Yeah. So I hope I could respond to this question. Besides music, okay, wonderful. Yes, we do you make any other apps besides for music, or do you have plans for the future? Well, at this moment we are just focused more on music, but we have some projects that are free, that are not music. So one of them was Water Heroes, like I told. And respecting the evolution of the company, of our small and micro company, maybe we can later on respond to these projects. Some are chemistry, like we have a little, let's say, for chemistry teachers, for example, it can be interesting to work with Water Heroes. It's very simple, but it's not so pedagogical like the music line. But it's also for chemistry teachers maybe interesting to work with Water Heroes. But at this moment we are just focused in the music thing because of our strategies to enter the market. Okay. How can we get this for our students? Well, it's a good question. Well, you can purchase, for example, and this is for us very important to live. But I will talk about, let's talk about the price. The price, we are trying to adapt our prices to any country so that we can, so that teachers, for example, can afford that, or students can afford that. But we are, like I said, it's sometimes we are limited because, for example, at the Apple Store, we cannot individualize the price. We have one price that we are making in Europe, for example, Flute Master, the full version, so you have access to everything, and it's not a year license or a subscription. It's 40.99 euros. For sure, you can use, for example, one license in Classroom and have frontal teaching, and you have using, like we have a lot of teachers. One of the teachers that I'm in memory is from Taiwan. She don't use the best technologies. She's just using one computer with microphone and one projector, and she's using just one license and work with the students. It's fantastic. Her work is fantastic, and it could be like that, for example. But I'm hopefully in this group, some of you can write me, and if you are interested, and we can see how we can work together. For example, we make a discount, or we can, for some, give for free the licenses. So just contact me and in this group, and let's talk about that. I'm very interested. Overall, we can, for example, imagine a project, a pilot project in your school, in a specific country, and the thing that you are helping us is, for example, testing our applications, or giving us, for example, some footage of how you use it in Classroom, so that we can use it for marketing. And exchange, we can, for example, offer you for free our licenses. Let's talk about that. It's just a brainstorming of me now, right now. But let's talk about that. I'm always sensible for discussing this kind of things. Yeah. Okay. How we can get this for our students in India? how we can get this for our students found of game and the develop game in Kodu also. Okay, that's wonderful. I think I with the last topic I respond to that also for India. Um, but yeah, you are saying that it's Kodu is very interesting. It's a very interesting application. I have contact with it in 2012 at Partners in Learning, and since then I'm very overwhelmed. I'm not as I'm not not I don't know how they are doing right now, but at that time there were wonderful projects in Kodu, and I think it's a very interesting thing to overall to bring students to code and create codes. That's very beautiful. Which market is the largest one? Android. Which market is the largest one? Android, iOS, and or Windows? So I will just talk about my experience. The largest one in applications is iOS for sure. Then after that is Android, and then comes Windows. But it goes against me, not because I'm a Microsoft expert educator, but I love Windows and I love to work with Windows. Overall, it's I have the experiences for 2 years with other operating systems, for example, and I love Windows. So it's the kind of thing that it's you like it or you don't like it. It's personal. But when we analyze the market at this moment, the app market, the best thing for a developer at this moment, in my experience, is iOS in first place, then Android, and then Windows. So we are also selling very well desktop licenses, but not on the App Store. But we will also give some news very soon about that, because we are working right now after our fair in Germany. We make a wonderful contact again with Microsoft. I have to tell this to you also, Kun. It's very interesting. There were let's say a guru. He's working in Redmond, and he saw our applications, and he loved it. And we are right now we are creating some strategies to release it again on Windows Store, and hopefully it will be different like the first time that we tried it. So I think Microsoft is doing wonderful work in everything, and I think the store will also come. It's not on the right point at this moment, but it will come, and they will be also on the same level like the other markets. So hi from a group of 17 and 18 years old in Virginia, USA. Several students are studying psychology. Do you consider child psychology when designing your apps? What might be some examples of how you do this? Okay, well, I'm not an expert in psychology, but I'm a pedagogue. We have psychology, and some experience come from that for sure. But overall, the thing is, what works best with children is overall the testing thing. So it's a wrong or right thing. So we are trying something particular, for example, a feature of our applications, and we see how the children react. Because we are, and this is the wonderful thing, that we are working in a music academy. So the studio, for example, that we are right now is in this music academy. We can say if a programmer have a new build of an upcoming app, he can run inside the classroom of the teacher and give him the tablet and see, okay, we have the new version, please try it with the child, with the children, and they are immediately doing that. And then we get all the critical things, and the things that are working good and the things that are not so working good, and also the reactions of the children, and we are implementing and improving our application based on this experience day by day. Okay, well, there are a lot of questions. Okay, please, if you could connect with my students, and I'm sure they would have plenty of questions possible. Uh, it's possible, I would say, in this case, it's Paramieta Kaur. Uh, she wrote, please, if you could connect with my students, and I am sure they would have plenty of questions. Is that possible? Please write me or Koen, and we can, for example, make a Skype call, and we can talk about that for sure. I'm open to that. We just have to schedule this Skype call. Do you know yet about chemistry? How can our students access to such apps? Please share some of your apps on chemistry. Well, we just have water heroes who are giving some basic, let's say, chemistry knowledge. It's not a chemistry thing, but for sure we can give you access to water heroes. Please write me also after this call, and we can arrange that for sure. Can you share some contact details, email, Facebook, faces? I will do that immediately after this call. Is Joao on Twitter? No, I'm not on Twitter, but Classplash is. So you can contact and follow us on Twitter by using Classplash. Yeah. Koen already shared that. Okay, wonderful. Thanks. So the development apps teaching English in the future. Okay. Teach English. Yes, not right now. We get a lot of, last fair, we get a lot of teachers, and they have wonderful ideas, and they would love to have different applications. We cannot respond to everyone because we are small and we have just one investor and expecting from us that we are doing really good in music. But like I said, if we are growing, I consider this. I consider every other subject in the field of education for sure. English is something that we are very close to it because we have a concept for a singing app so that children can sing and learn to sing. And this maybe will get really near to the area of learning a language. You can learn any music in English or in Chinese or in German, for example. So it can be something that we can do in a very near future if you want to analyze it this way. So Bangladesh, warm greetings from Portugal. Would you like to develop another apps in biology? Yes, in the future. I hope. So yeah, I came to the end of the questions. I hope I could respond to everyone, but like I said, if you have specific questions, please write me. I can also give you here, I will try to, yeah, it's the first time that I'm using Zoom, but I give you here my email. So you can write directly to me, joao@classplash.com. And I give you I try to reply very fast. I have a lot of emails, but I try to reply in 24 hours to everyone. So it's my mission always. So is there other questions? Are there other questions?
Okay then. Thank you so much, my mate, Joao.
Thank you so much, Koen, for this
Wasn't
opportunity.
that lovely? Well, thank you for sharing what you're doing and sharing your expertise.
Yes.
We had people, I think in the end we had about 30 different participants over 4 different continents. Mm-hmm. And to everybody, thank you so much for joining the Innovation Project and joining this call in particular. Tomorrow we will have Richard Hyman, who was a former diver in the Cousteau, the famous Captain Cousteau crew. Any questions about the project, the Innovation Project or so? Nope. Okay. Maybe I can reveal something very interesting. I got an email from Jane Goodall, Dr. Jane Goodall. She's very famous in Tanzania. And we are going to collaborate. We are going to create an innovation lab in Tanzania. So stay tuned about that one. I will share some more information about that. And maybe, Joao, we can collaborate in that project as well to equip that lab with some of your lovely apps.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So thank you so much, and bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.